Hello everyone, my name is Sabrina Young with Young's Daughters Funeral Home and Bereavement Center. I'm going to share another book that we had found, and it's called Maybe Tomorrow. Maybe Tomorrow is by Charlotte Agel and Anna Ramirez Gonzalez illustration. So I'm just going to kind of briefly give you the highlights about this book. This is Norris and this is Elba. And Elba is carrying around, you'll see this string, and it's attached to a big block. And this Elba is carrying around her grief and darkness, sadness. She carries around very slowly and very just tiring. She doesn't have a whole lot of support. And you'll also see throughout the pictures, she carries an umbrella because of the doubt that she has and consistently shows throughout this book. Norris is the alligator and has butterflies, is extremely happy, upbeat, and love life. And you can see that through the happy faces in the illustrations, and they're beautifully put together. And Norris starts walking down and notices and does the introduction with Elba. And Elba is sitting sadly. And he says, "What is that box you have?" And Elba says, "It's not a box, it's a block." And when we think about a block, it's sturdy and it's heavy and nearly impermeable, right? So a box you can see through, sometimes you can go through it, and it's something that's very solid and is rough to have as a block. So Norris says that the butterflies bring happiness, but you'll see that even with the Elba, there isn't very much happiness, the sad eyes and the sad faces. But they give each other the introduction, and Norris asks Elba, "Do you want to go on a picnic?" And Elba says, "No, I don't really do picnics." So it was interesting that Elba, all she wanted to do was sit there on the block. But Norris says, "Well, you're already sitting on the block. Why don't we do something different and have some fun? Is it fun to sit on the block?" And she says, "No, not really." And what's in the box? That's what Norris's big question was. And Elba was a little scared to say. And through the time, Norris became friends, and the butterflies showed beauty and that there's more to life than what the doubt that Elba carries and that block. And they asked that maybe we should go out and do something, and maybe there's something in that block that wants to get out. And Elba is kind of doubtful, says, "No, I don't think so, but we can give it a try tomorrow." And Norris keeps pressing on Elba to try to let go or try to see what's inside there and go beyond what's just right there, that block of sadness and death and coping techniques. So Norris and Elba were sitting there, and then again they go through and it says like maybe tomorrow we'll do something. And even in the rain, in the midst of sharing tea, they are together in the rain and being that buddy system through thick and thin, through the butterflies and through the rain. It shows what friendship looks like. And it's very encouraging to children to understand that through everything, having that friend sometimes can be very meaningful. So they had a good tea, even with the rain that was in their teacups, sharing that same experience of rain tea, sharing the same experience of they both decided that they're going to go on that picnic and they're going to go down to the ocean, to the shore, and they're both going to carry this block together. They said, "Well, it's too heavy for the both of us." So he gets all of his butterflies, the goodness, to pull that block with them, and they shared a long journey to the ocean together. And they learned so much about each other through this journey of grief and carrying that heavy block of burdens. And so there's a beautiful illustration of what leaving that block behind could be, and its beauty. It's still there, but it can be beautiful. It could be learned from. It could be, just if we think about the things that we can learn from grief, there are a lot of lessons, and everybody experiences their lessons differently. And I like how the book here begins to show that here you can see they're both carrying it. And it goes on that the Elba lost a bird friend, and Nora says, I know you lost that bird friend, and I don't know them, but I know you, and I can help you carry that burden with you and those memories, help you get through grief and that loss. So it was extremely nice to see the illustration here with the bird, the relationship, and what they shared together when Elba begins to share their relationship. And it was interesting because Elba then was scared for Norris that he was losing his butterflies. He says sometimes you gotta let him go. You can't always hold on to things. And in that little transition, Elba learns that it's okay to start letting some things go, because those butterflies, and you'll notice here that the block is actually getting smaller. Every time Norris helps his friend overcome something, the block keeps getting smaller and smaller. And what I thought was, that is so profound for even children to learn, that you can have and help somebody, even if you didn't know the person, or even if you didn't carry that grief personally, you can still help others. You'll see here that the block is getting smaller and smaller, but yet they're still friends. And Norris is reassuring Elba that I'm here for you, and I will help you sometimes carry your grief. I will help you be against the roaring seas, and when you think it's a cloudy day or the winds are against you or the tides. Norris was extremely uplifting to Elba, and now you can see Elba even sitting on the tiny block. And eventually, does it go away? No, we always carry it with us, but it's something that you learn, and hopefully you just have the good enough support system like Norris to help you get through it. So if you are a parent or mentor and you are trying to help your kids help another kid, this book was extremely helpful to gather information and show how you can be a good friend to somebody in grief. So again, it's called Maybe Tomorrow. The Temple Public Library has this book. That's where we found it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you can like and subscribe. Share this content with other mentors and facilitators, anybody who's really trying to just walk in grief with somebody else. So thank you so much for watching.